FunPop. FunPop. FunPop.
Kaijus, right?
Well, yeah, they are kaijus, but like you say, go cheetah.
Go cheetah. Hey guys, what's up? This is Mav.
Hey.
This is FunPop. We are live. This is Psychonauts. This is 3-Bit. We are here. We are here to bring you all of your movie, TV show, comic book, gaming, talk, fun, pop stuff.
Pop.
We're gonna have a blast tonight. It's been a busy week for me, but we were able to get some cool things dropped this week. Some cool news, some awesome stuff, and like I said, we got 3-Bit and Psychonauts here. So thank you everybody here in the chat for tuning in and for listening. If you're listening on audio platforms after the fact, thank you so much. You guys rock. But yeah, how's it going, 3-Bit? How's your week been?
It's been pretty good. I've been gaming a lot this week because next week I'm not going to be able to game or maybe podcasts. I'm gonna definitely try, but it's gonna be quite difficult. So I've just been playing It Takes Two with Lady, and I've been doing some different animation projects, and that's pretty much it this entire week. Just animation. It Takes Two. But it's been fun. Been teaching some of the kids. I usually use this background when I'm teaching kids, but it's been eventful because Godzilla came out. I didn't see it, but you guys saw it, so you guys could talk about it, and I'll embrace your
You'll embrace the energy.
Yeah. I'll embrace you guys' energy.
Right on.
We're gonna spoil so much for you.
No, we'll try and keep it a little easy on the spoilers for 3-Bit this week. Come on.
I'm not. Last man standing. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're using Zoom. Caitlin.
What's up, Psychonauts? How has your week been? How are you doing?
Good. I've been playing a lot of games. I've been playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I've been playing Outriders today, and finally me and Lupa were playing It Takes Two, and it is amazing. I am enjoying it, so we might, after the podcast, pick it up from where we left off and continue our journey. It's been really good. So other than that, it's and we saw the Winter Soldier and Godzilla, so it's been an eventful week.
Yeah, man. That Disney Plus and HBO Max paying off again right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh yeah, like
nobody's business. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to play Outriders yet. It's still like I just haven't had time between like either being on a podcast or I had to make a decision. It was either like watch Godzilla versus Kong or play Outriders for a couple hours. But for me, just a couple hours wasn't going to do it justice. I didn't want to have a time limit on it for Outriders. Whereas I knew, okay, I have this like I had exactly like 2 hours of free time. So I made the decision to go with the movie.
And I just discovered before this podcast that my Outriders never installed.
Oh no.
Because usually when I install games, I could turn off my Xbox and it installs while it's off, but it did not. So it's installing right now, and I think it's almost done. So hopefully I can play some tonight. It's been hating me. It's okay though.
The one thing with that game, it does pick up literally if you played the demo from when you left off the demo. Like literally, so everything. So if you cut scenes and skipped all those, you're gonna have to replay those missions to watch them.
So I have to replay the beginning.
You don't have to. It literally picks up right when you're.
I skipped all the cutscenes purposefully for Outriders because I knew that like I was gonna forget everything that happened, and so I'm gonna start off with the fresh character because I only played the demo for like 1 to 2 hours maybe, right? So
okay,
I'm not really gonna miss out on that much. I didn't have any amazing loot or anything like that, so
yeah.
And by the way, everybody in the chat, shout out you guys. I see Foreign Object. Thank you for letting me know. I'm trying out Zoom this week instead of what we usually use because we've been having a lot of issues, and it seems like it's working well right now, so I'm happy with that. What's up, Lupa, Lady, Kate, Starghost. I saw Chris Fastback in there. All you guys are awesome hanging out with us on what my wife likes to call Friday Eve. Thursday is no longer Thursday in our house. It is Friday Eve.
Getting ready for the ultimate.
Well, Friday is just an awesome day in general because you like know that the weekend is here. You know, the weekend is like once whatever you're done earlier in the day is done, it's the weekend time, right? So Thursday, you know you have that to look forward to, right? So in our house, it's Friday. It's Friday.
Yeah.
So
the lady just said it's called Friday Junior.
Friday Junior. Yeah. I do love Thursday nights. You know, something about Thursday nights knowing the next day is Friday.
Yeah, just makes Friday go by so fast.
Oh, it does. Fridays always go by fast. Have you ever had a bad Friday? I mean, I'm sure everybody's had a bad Friday, but just like your mood's always better on a Friday. And I feel like that actually starts like on a Thursday night.
Well, I know.
I don't know why it needs explanation, baby. I just, maybe I'm over explaining why it needs explanation. I think most people understand what it means based on just the name alone. But
I think Lindsay Lohan didn't have too good of a Friday on Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
But
I'm tired. If I make some dumb joke, it's gonna happen.
A dumb joke?
3-bit out here killing it with the dad jokes.
3-bit dad jokes. That's what this is about to turn into.
Right on.
Yeah.
So I see that Mike and Chris, like I said, we're here hanging out. They actually have a show going on right now. So hey guys, check them out as well. If you're not familiar with them, they have a podcast called Original Next Level Gaming, where they talk all things gaming, not just one platform. They actually have a really cool panel right now because Tommy Tallarico is there right now. So I'm not trying to just send everybody over there, of course. I want you to be here, but I just want to let you know about that awesome podcast because those guys freaking rock. Super supportive, Mike, Chris, and Peter. So we mentioned, hey Mike, if you want to pop this up on your stream at some point, dude, more than happy for you to do that, dude. You're awesome, man. So what do y'all like want to get into first? Because I know 3-bit hasn't had a chance to sing Kong versus is it Godzilla versus Kong or Kong versus Godzilla? Godzilla versus Kong, right?
Should be Kong versus Godzilla. That's what it should be.
But you know what? I think that movie will be a good segue to what I'm most excited about. But I think, have you had a chance to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 2 yet, 3-bit? Yeah, we should start with that.
Yeah. It's got that, background.
Yeah. Psychonauts is ready. He said he's going to be changing his background throughout the show, potentially. It's already there. So I think episode 2 for me set up a lot more than episode 1 did. Right? It set up a stage. You understand more of the world that they're living in, what's going on. Like they have actually set up where there's you're trying to figure out who's behind something. It starts the journey. Now I think this is a 6-episode season, right? And they're all like almost an hour long, 45 minutes to an hour or something like that. So we got 4 episodes left. That means a lot's gonna happen in these next 4 episodes. Y'all have any like takeaways from what we saw in episode 2. Like, my wife said something. I'll say this, and I like, you guys know I'm not like a comic guy. Like, I don't have like a deep lore of the comic books as much as I do the movies and cartoons and TV shows and all that stuff. But she said there's something up with that Captain America hack. You know?
Oh, Star Bangle.
She's
Man.
on to him, like, with something. She said, hey, she said, put it on record for me. She has a bad feeling about that guy. Something's up. So, I don't know. They alluded to it maybe in the show as well. From Winter Soldier maybe said something like that, I think, right?
Could be. I also think that. Yeah, there's something up with him. I think it was that one scene. It was a couple scenes that made me think, like, maybe this dude's Hydra or something. But like the scene where they're both outside in the parking lot with the Winter Soldier and the Falcon. For those who don't know, the Winter Soldier and Falcon basically confront this Captain America dude, this new Captain America, in the parking lot, and they go up to him, and he's basically trying to convince them to work with him, and they're basically like, nah, it'll be easier. You work for the government, we don't, so it'll be faster for us. And he's basically like, well, stay out of my way.
Yeah.
Just the look he gave, just the look when he said that.
Oh yeah,
it went a little dark, like.
We'll stay out of my way. It completely changed, because he's supposed to be like, Captain America. He's all hip. And when I saw that scene, I'm like, my initial thought was, Steve Rogers would never say that. he would never react like that. He was very much, I don't know, he's Captain America. So the way he responds to things, he's trying to see the best in people and everything. So in that moment, it kind of shows that, like,
he's not innocent.
He may not be what he is trying to let everybody see. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. But I'm sensing some evil in there. What you got, Psycho?
No, there's definitely something up with him. With Star Bangle Man is what they're kind of calling him, and his sidekick, Battlestar. I mean, those two, that you can tell there was tension between Winter Soldier, Falcon, and those two, and they're just like, you guys are just playing rip-offs.
It annoys me. It annoys me because we've spent so many movies with these characters. Like, imagine you watch, like, let's just use another series for example. Let's say Harry Potter, right? We've had 7 movies or so with Harry Potter, and so we've spent time with these people, and just imagine like my name is Tom Potter and I'm the new Harry Potter jumps in.
Tom Potter.
And Tom Potter, he jumps in and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna be the new Harry Potter and screw you guys. And he has the scar and everything. I'd be a little salty, just a little.
But it's reversed, so it's not.
Yeah, that's basically.
It's this show, like I kind of like how, like, with episode 2, I like how they went with how they started with Captain America, the first Avenger, how he was kind of just like parading out there for the American soldiers and doing that what is there his little like shows that he was putting on, and then they kind of like portrayed this Captain America, what it would be like modern times, and you like see the differences if you remembered watching that and seeing how he was being, how they, here's the face of Captain America and the superheroes and all what's good, but then there's something, we're picking up something that's lurking in the background, and we're like,
yeah,
okay, like, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but something's definitely up,
that's just one of the things. Like as Mav said, I do think the second episode does set up a lot of different plot points, like Zemo for one. I think that's his name, right? Zemo.
Yeah,
Zemo.
He was the reason why Civil War happened for the most part. Why the Avengers started to fight each other, because he was manipulating stuff in the background due to what happened in Avengers 2. His family basically died in Avengers 2 because the Avengers were fighting Ultron around that time. So Zemo, he to me he was like a really cool villain for Marvel, because he wasn't like the major villain, right? He wasn't like oh, you have to face Thanos, you have to face a Galactus, you have to face like an Ultron or something like that, or a Red Skull. Like those are obvious villains, you know who you're facing. He was one of those villains where it was hard because he didn't really know. It was basically he was manipulating them to fight each other, so he was just in the background just letting them fight. So I actually really like that about his character, and he made an appearance, and looks like they're gonna need his help, and so interested in where that leads. What else did they set up? They said a couple things.
Well, like, who's the one that's texting the one Freedom Soldier death threats? Like, who's that person? Like, seriously, like, you stole something of mine, I'm gonna kill you. Like, I'm like, okay, like, is it the, in the episode 1, the guy that had the superhuman strength, but as we found out, all 8 of them are pretty much super soldiers. So who knows, like, what the actual villain that's behind this terrorist group. So we'll find out in the next episode, because whatever they're planning is happening soon, from what they were saying. What do you think, Mav?
I think a lot's going on. A lot's happening. They got me again, dude. Like the first episode is kind of like, hey, they kind of tell a little bit about where they're at right now with their life, kind of what they're doing. It's not setting up a whole lot of like what's the motivations or what's the adventure gonna be right now. This one started all that off, right? We had my favorite scene was, I think, the therapy sesh with Bucky,
that was good.
and Falcon.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, what's my mind's going blank. What's Falcon's actual name again? I always call him Falcon.
I actually don't know.
Oh.
Like,
God.
I'm putting us all on the spot. None of us can actually think of the Falcon's name right now, and it's like, it's so like, there,
Yeah, I only know.
I know
Falcon
Bucky's
in the
name.
show.
Falcon's name.
Samuel Thomas.
Sam.
Wilson.
Sam. Yeah, Sam. Jeez, man, that's so forgetful, dude.
Wow.
Sam Wilson.
They need to work
Sam
on his
Wilson?
name, and if there's ever a comic book rewrite, just like change the name Sam. It's not a superhero name.
I think it's a little.
Hey,
late.
Sam. It's like you said, Tom Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't remember. It's Sam. All right. Hey, no, but dude, between Bucky and I can't even say it now that I actually know his name. Between Bucky and Falcon, right? Like they have that therapy session, right? And that was pretty freaking funny, dude. That had me like chuckling, these two dudes like just, and they start having the staring contest like immediately, it's just like,
and they have. No, I was gonna say they have to move together, and they're like, dude, you're how close you gonna get?
oh yeah, their knees are touching each other's balls pretty much at that point, right? It's just a funny scene, but you can tell like they have like actually a love and respect for each other, but they're just mad at each other right now. You know what I mean? So it's kind of goes deep like with that, and you learn about the other Isaiah was his name, right? From like the the old guy that lived in the house that was like a super soldier from the 50s or something, right? Like,
yeah.
That was a thing that was revealed, and we're like, hey, like, I didn't know that existed, you know, and I guess neither did Falcon, right?
Yeah, Falcon didn't know.
So, man, there's so many cool things. It's just like a world full of super soldiers now, right? And really, it takes away a lot of what makes those characters like special, because that's the world that they've always lived in. So now they got to fight against a bunch of people that are just like them. So that's where the contrast comes in. Do they work with this fake Captain America guy? You know, I mean, he was, not gonna lie, he kind of fought like a badass, you know, on that train. You know, he came in and he kind of took over that fight for a little while, you know.
Well, he came in hot, but
yeah, he had the shield also as the advantage, right?
Yeah.
But he had some moves. But here's the difference between him and the real Captain America. The real Captain America was chosen more for his heart and never give up attitude, like just the pure, like he was.
I could do this all day.
He was a weakling, right? He was a puny, scrawny kid from the streets of the Bronx, right? That's just like always. He has a chip on his shoulder, but a lot of respect towards people. And that's why he was chosen, not because of, like they said with the other guy, when they went through all of his stuff he's done. You know, oh, you've 3 Medal of Honors. You've, you know, tested in the top of every physical category that we have here, and all the tests. You know, so this guy doesn't necessarily have the same character as Captain America. He seems more of a guy that's gonna just follow orders, regardless of what the intention is behind those orders, because he is the soldier for America now.
He's basically worried more about the name of Captain America, the legacy of Captain America, than being Captain America.
Right.
And that's what the whole thing is. So we'll see where his character is headed. He had again, like a slight hint of evil there, as Kate also, I guess, said.
Yeah.
There was something that picked up in that same conversation. It was the conversation outside of the police station. You know, the same one y'all were talking about, when he's leaning on the car. And he was like, but it was right before the scene when he said, like, stay out of my way. It was right before that when Bucky said something to him in a certain way, and they went to a cut of his face. Right?
Was it when they were talking about Hydra? Like he mentioned like something in his head, like I can't remember. I can't
remember that, but it was something like something that Bucky said, and it was like almost like he said something like, "You've got a lot handled lately," or something like that, you know. And it was, "You got a lot going on lately," or something like that, right? And he looked back at Bucky like shocked, like he knew something, or a phrase or something that he said that would like meant something, and it was like a look.
And you think that triggered the "stay out of my way"?
I think that pissed him off. Whatever Bucky said right there pissed him off, because they purposefully had him look with a cut to his face that specific way, and what Bucky said was a little out of like context, like for what the conversation was. It's like he said it on purpose to test the guy. And you go back and watch that, because when he looked back at Bucky like that, it kind of like pissed him off, and then, you know, then he was like, stay out of my way, you know. And I think he was sending a message back to Bucky saying that, like, I think he may have caught on that Bucky may be onto him with something right there, right? But like it's too nuanced for either of them to be sure, you know. So they're kind of dancing right now, dipping their toes in to try and feel each other out, you know. And I think that we had the first step of that, and then Bucky mentioned something about that to Sam, about Hydra and stuff, right? And about he knew something about a phrase. I don't know if it was the same. I don't remember if it was the same conversation because I need to go back and watch. But
yeah, I need to check that out again.
No, I think they were. That was the part that where, you know, because they were talking about going to talk to Zemo, and he was like the guy that pretty much said the words and it was controlling.
Yeah, but there was
you.
something that led him down that path to Hydra, and that was something that somebody said, and I think it was him. I'm not sure. Exactly.
I think it was, but I just don't remember exactly
I don't remember
all was said, because that was what, last Friday. I think I saw it last.
Maybe it was something Isaiah said.
Yeah, I gotta go back and watch that. They did a good job. They did a great job at bringing these two different characters, Falcon and Winter Soldier, to me are almost like they're very different characters. So it's really cool to see them sort of come together. And we did have that one scene with them in Civil War, I think it was, where they sort of teased that relationship between them. Now we're getting a whole show of it where they were in the back of the car, and then they were, he's like, move your chair, and he's like, no.
Yeah.
I think that was Civil War. And that was a great scene. So they sort of teased that relationship back then, but it's really cool that though they're different, we are getting you could tell they respect each other, even though they basically are hating on each other, because they'll be like, oh, I hate you too, and then they'll go like, let's do a mission together, So
well, it's kind of like they're both like Cap's best friends, but from different eras, right?
Yeah, so I think they respect each other.
Right, they respect each other, but they also like had maybe this like level of like, hey, like Bucky didn't like Sam. Still can't say that freaking name for him, dude. Bucky didn't like
look,
Sam.
If you need help, Psycho, move your head and help him out, and then there you go.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, the Falcon. Yeah,
Falcon.
If Bucky
say the Falcon,
no, I'll just say the Falcon. Yeah, if Bucky didn't like the Falcon because he felt like he was like the Cap's guy. He was like the best friend. He was the one that they spent all the war time together and were best friends growing up and all that stuff. And then he's finally comes back and he sees Cap's got this other best friend, right? And then the other best friend doesn't like him because he's been killing people and stuff, So they got that like weird relationship, but I think they both do respect each other because they both trust Cap, right?
Yeah.
And his judgment. And that's when, like, you remember the scene that leads up to the scene when he was like, why do you care that I gave up Shield? And he was like, because that means that Cap had faith in you. He gave it to you. He had trust in you. He wanted you to have it. Why did you give it up? It's like, why does it matter? And he's like, because that means that he was wrong about you, which means he's wrong about me, right? So they hold him into like such high regard, like his judgment on everything, and that's always been like Cap's like secret sauce, like his actual hero ability is his judgment to actually do the right thing regardless of who's telling him what to do, right?
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, when you say that, I think of the scenes of the Winter Soldier when Cap is basically fighting Winter Soldier, trying to bring him back, and he has a lot against him. He has the government against him. He has a lot, but he's still trying to bring his friend back home.
Yeah.
So I'm.
The Avengers were against him.
The Avengers was against him. So I think Buck thinks about those moments where basically everybody was against him and Cap wasn't. So I bet you we're gonna get some scenes relating to that, because we already got some of his flashbacks with Hydra and how he was basically forced to kill people. We're definitely gonna have some sort of, I don't know, Chris Evans is gonna make some sort of return. It feels like they would, just based on this show. and how it's going, and how much Cap is such an important character in the show so far, and he's not even in the show. It seems like they would do a little cameo, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
There's been rumors of him like getting a deal for another Cap movie. So
yeah. One of my favorite scenes is when they were in the hangar, and when Bucky just found out that they announced a new Captain America, so he went to the hangar where the Falcon was going to the mission, and then they start, Bucky's like, "Why'd you give up the shield?" And they're bickering back, bickering pretty back and forth, and but like Falcon was like, we fight the big three, aliens, androids.
Oh yeah, I was
wizards.
Up on that.
Yeah. He's like, there's no wizards.
There's no wizards.
And they were like bringing up Doctor Strange. He's a sorcerer. Like, that's a wizard without a hat. So, like, that was great.
Yeah, that was a good scene. Yeah. So overall, for those who haven't watched this, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, sorry, we just spoiled a lot for you. But secondly,
only 2 episodes in, it's okay.
We're only 2 episodes in. Like the first episode, it's sort of the same thing as WandaVision, where you can sort of get a grasp of the world, but a few episodes in, you'll definitely get a grasp. And I feel like they sort of really have done that with this episode, the second episode. You sort of get a feel for where the show is going. You didn't as much in the first one. So I do recommend it. So far, it's doing good. And Marvel is they know how to do stuff. So let's talk about.
I just love how interconnected it is.
Yeah, I mean this episode.
No, it's good. It's good.
This one feels more, more like realistic. Like true events that that happens in real life. So it doesn't feel like a comic bookish type movie or TV show. So that's good. It's like a more human element that they're bringing.
We had a whole conversation with Everborn about that last week. It basically is saying like how each Marvel movie is like, I was trying to say like it has like a formula for it, which it does, but at the same time they do a lot of things. It can feel formulaic, but at the same time they introduce so many different themes to it. Like Winter Soldier was a political spy drama in a way, and then Avengers Endgame was not that at all. So they do mix it up. They do a good job at blending it all together, so it feels cohesive. But at the same time introducing a lot of different themes and drama.
Like Ant-Man was a heist movie, the first one.
Yeah, pretty much.
So one thing about Marvel again is that, to me, one of the cool things is that it's like one massive puzzle, and every movie is a puzzle piece, right? And unique, right? So every movie is unique in a different puzzle piece, even though you have some pieces that are like all the same color, right? You have like this group here that goes together, this group here that goes together, Then you have the cornerstone pieces, which is like the big movies, that tie everything up together, right? So it just like it's just such a master crafted thing that they did. So Godzilla versus King Kong what's the title of the freaking movie? Because I can never. Is it Godzilla versus Kong or Godzilla versus King Kong?
I believe it is. I think it's Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah, it's Godzilla versus Kong.
Okay. Godzilla versus
Kong. It should be the opposite, because Kong is awesome.
Yeah,
that is it.
Yeah, why aren't they calling him King Kong?
Just short.
Too long.
Yeah. Okay.
Godzilla versus King Kong.
Because it's a fight, so they can't call him King Kong because he's not. He's not the king of the apex alpha predators.
Well, maybe he thinks he is in this movie. Just a little teaser. Maybe a little teaser. I don't know. I'm not gonna spoil too much for 3-bit here. Now, I'm not gonna tell him who won the fight. I'm not gonna tell him.
It was the little girl. Sorry. It was the little girl won the whole movie.
I'm not gonna tell him anything else other than, hey, there's something unique about the Godzilla movie and the King Kong movie and then this movie. Like, they kind of captured just like an overall fun popcorn type movie, right? That's like all visuals and just kind of cool, right? And made it actually appealing to watch and fun, which is hard to do. This is like the acting sucks, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna be honest. Like, acting is okay. Like, it's just it's
how's
it is
Millie
what
Bobby?
it is. How's the what?
Oh, she's awesome.
Millie Bobby.
She's great. Yeah, she's great. She's
awesome.
the highlight, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's the focus of the human element.
But even the way the movie's shot, it doesn't, and it's not necessarily that the acting, I guess, sucks. It's like the way the movie's shot, it doesn't really focus on storytelling from characters, other than just like focus on, hey, what's their next objective? Where are they running to right now? And they just make little one-liners constantly. You know what I mean? Just about like what they're doing. So there's not like a lot of character development and stuff for them there. It's just that type of movie, and kind of like Transformers or those kind of things.
Like King Kong versus Godzilla movie and also Transformers movie involves no humans whatsoever.
Oh yeah,
and that's very hard to do because it'd just be like and that's it. But and that's the dialogue. But I think there's a way to do it, and you can do it very smart, and you can do it without humans. I know, like, they probably don't want to put humans in there, or they want to put humans in there in these type of movies to make it so you can relate to the either Godzilla or Kong, so you can relate to them more. Like, oh, basically giving motivation, like, oh, I think Godzilla is doing this because of this, or I think Kong is doing this because he is awesome and he's doing, so they're basically the explainers for their actions. I think there's a way to do it without
100%.
any humans. It'll be very hard though, for sure. But
well, the human element of the in this movie was very minimal. They focused more on Godzilla and Kong, which I liked.
Just cool.
So,
it was like the humans are there just to kind of like be
progress get the story
right.
Like,
just to like be our participation in the movie, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? I agree with you, 3-bit. They don't necessarily need all those characters. Now, Millie Bobby Brown did great. I think she did great. The movies aren't meant for like showcase an acting skill, right? It's just like awkward running scene, and oh, we need to go over here. Now okay, let's go. Like that kind of thing.
King Kong's acting, he did pretty good.
Oh, amazing. There's more emotion on his face than anybody's, I think.
Especially in the beginning of the movie. It was like, I'm like, this is a whole different take on Kong and really Godzilla, like just how like the emotional and they kind of just bring it out in this movie. They just like they feel more. You relate to them more.
This is interesting because I'm like interviewing you guys about the movie.
Yeah, they humanize Kong a lot in this movie.
Okay,
right?
And so, have you guys seen the previous movies that led up to this movie? So Kong.
Yes,
you have. Okay, so how?
I liked the Kong movie more than I did the previous Godzilla movie.
The second one.
Which one? King of Monsters or regular Godzilla?
I liked the Godzilla more than than the second one.
But do you like the first Godzilla more than the Kong one?
No, I still like the Kong movie. I just like
Bryan Cranston. That's hard to beat.
I like John Goodman a lot too in movies and stuff. I think the Kong movie was like really just kind of different. It had that like Vietnam like war vibe or something going on with it, you know, and it was just like, it was kind of a fun movie, you know. Good cast, I think. That one actually had, maybe part of the reason I liked that one more was because it actually did focus on the actual characters a lot more, right? And they had really good characters in that movie. The Kong wasn't in that movie a ton.
No.
What, Kong wasn't in his own movie?
Skull Island? No.
Skull Island, he wasn't in that movie a lot. I mean, he was, but not as much as the characters. Like, this is like, you're just following them around, and the people are always with them, and the monsters are always in view. You know what I mean? That's kind of more how it was, pretty much. Whereas, like, Skull Island, you know, you're like on this jungle adventure with them, and they're trying to get off, and they're trying to figure out what's going on and all this stuff.
So how would you compare, if you had a rating, right? This is for both of you. If you had a rating for this movie, but your rating is purely based on those past movies, because I consider my tens for movies are you know, pretty, you know, it's high. It's hard to get 10 for me, at least. So your rating based on these other movies, how would you rate it? Like the older, I'm talking about the newer Kong movies.
This series, this group,
just basically these movies that led up to this Godzilla versus Kong.
Okay,
what would your rating be?
I'll let you go for a second. I am 100% clear on, there's four of these movies, right?
Yeah, there's
I'm 100% clear on my ranking.
Godzilla, yeah.
From the other ones, in the aspect of them focusing on, you know, like two kaijus or ready to battle.
I'm not asking you a rating from all the movies out there, because to me, like, if people are judging it on that, which it seems like they are, like to me, I'm expecting just war, them punching each other or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm there for that, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking you guys that.
Yeah, this is the battle of the kaiju. So I would say for me, this is definitely like an 8.5. Out of the other movies, I think it's I like it a lot better, because the human element is kind of taken a backseat, and it's the two titans fighting, and that's what this focused on, and that's what I really like. I'm like, finally we can see, you know, a battle, and not be interrupted with, oh no, what are the humans doing right now? Like, that is like, I mean, there's little bits and parts, but it helps like develop the story. But then, like, it's only like maybe 10-15 minutes of that, and once they start fighting, it's awesome. I love it, and it's definitely, like I said, 8.5 is what I give it.
Okay. What about you, Mav?
Okay, so I'm going to do two things. I'm going to tell you my review score of this movie, and then I'm going to rank these four movies 1 through 4.
Okay. That will give me a clearer picture for how you guys feel about this movie comparatively to the others. Because I like the first Godzilla movie. Especially Bryan Cranston. It was he was great. Decision, I think, to kill him off, because he was a great character. But
so you said like something about, you were vague, but you said 10s for you are very hard to come by. Is one of those movies a 10 for you?
No.
Okay.
No.
I didn't know if that's why you were saying.
No, I was just saying, like, I was saying that because of the media and how they will probably go and see this movie expecting like an Oscar performance.
Oh yeah.
That's why I said that. Shoot, I forgot what I was talking about. But you making your rating, Mav?
No, I'm just want to have some more awkward silence while you try and figure out what you were gonna say.
Oh man.
I'm just gonna sit. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, guys, I'm the new host of the show. Welcome. My name is
no. Okay, so I would give this movie. Now, I'm you guys know I'm not the like harshest critic on things, right? Like my review scores on most things would be higher than I think the average person, just because I look for the joy in everything that I'm watching. Now, some things I think are crap, and I'll just flat out say it, but it's usually like not very often that that's true. So, this movie, I am in 100% agreement with Psychonauts as far as the review score. I think that
you give it a
8.5 is what you said, right?
Yeah, 8.5 is
yeah.
what my
that I 100% agree with that review score. Visually, it's a masterpiece.
Oh God,
Absolute stunning visual masterpiece. King Kong was amazing in this movie. That was the best portrayal I have ever seen of that character. Ever. Amazing, just development with him as a character, right? That was great. Godzilla was just a badass, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just like, man, I mean, he was like no holds barred, just a badass, right? And the visual spectacles about going where the places they went and all the things that they did, it was all over the place. It's just crazy to think for me, like, sorry, I know I'm getting off track.
SSW.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Hey, guys.
It's crazy to think
What's
to
up?
me that like they like these corporations and stuff and the military, you know, everything just like put the fate of the world in like these like 5 people's hands and just let them do whatever they want with all this like crazy tech and machinery and all this stuff, and it's just like, hey, let's go fly this ship here, let's go do this thing here, let's go do this here, you know. That's just like they can just do whatever they want. There's like no restrictions on them, right? They're just like it's pretty crazy, you know. So like storytelling, like it's not grounded at all, which is cool. Like I don't mind that. This is meant to be fun, right? Things don't have
that's
to
what
be
I was referring
grounded in
to. That's why
reality.
I told you guys to review it based on the other movies,
Right.
because these review
It's a
sites
popcorn.
are it's a pop, like, you know what you're getting.
Yeah,
For
like
the
you got to
most.
review something for what it is, not what it isn't, right?
Exactly.
And this
Yeah.
is a popcorn movie, and man, like if you want to be blown away by cool visuals and amazing sound and just like awesomeness on the screen, it's gonna be there. And if you want to nitpick it to take away the 1.5 points I took away, you can say, well, they could have had better like development with some of the characters. They could have had, you know, more of like a story behind some of the characters themselves, other than just
I just want battle.
yeah, like it's I don't know it, like honestly, besides what you said, just doing away with the humans altogether, if it could be any better, right? But now ranking wise, for me this is number 1 out of the 4. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
This is number 1 for me out of the 4. I liked Skull Island and Godzilla a lot, the first 2 movies. Number 2 for me would be Skull Island. Number 3 for me would be Godzilla. And then number 4 would be King of the Monsters.
Wow.
So that's
surprising to me.
That's my ranking of those 4 movies. All of them I enjoy. King of the Monsters was actually, like, if I'm being honest, there was times during that movie when I kind of checked out with King of the Monsters.
First one? Oh, King of the Monsters.
Yeah, I kind of checked out a couple times with King of the Monsters. But Godzilla definitely had me like hooked. In fact, like, I mean, I would put like those other 3 here, and then King of the Monsters is like another level right down, just because it didn't grab my attention as much. Right? It was kind of like Pacific Rim and Pacific Rim 2. Right? If we're comparing like kaiju movies, right?
Yeah.
Pacific Rim was like had my attention the whole way through. It was like a great freaking movie. But Pacific Rim 2, I was checking out at times, you know.
I didn't even watch it yet.
Oh, you haven't? It's worth a watch for sure.
No.
But yeah, I think yeah, that's I stand behind that 100%.
Oh.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna say like King Kong versus Godzilla, and then the first Godzilla above Skull Island. That was interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think some reason the just character of
You like
King
the
Kong and
development
in the portrayal of these movies, that this version of King Kong I really like. Right. And there was the Peter Jackson King Kong movie. I really liked that one too, but it was almost too much
I like
paying
the game. I don't know if you guys played the game.
That was like almost too much paying an homage to the old school King Kong. This is like a new take on the character in a lot of ways, right? Yeah. So I really like that.
Cool.
Yeah, visually this was stunning.
Yeah.
Once this comes out on 4K Blu-ray, I'm buying it because I want to see that in Dolby Vision. Because holy shit!
Is it streaming in 4K right now?
It's streaming in 4K, but it doesn't pop up in Dolby Vision. But I mean, the colors still pop. It's very vibrant, very colorful. It's gorgeous. But I know once you add Dolby Vision, everything just pops.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm waiting.
The fight scenes in this movie are just freaking insane, dude. I mean, like if you like to watch, if what you're saying, like do it with the humans, I mean, for a large part of this movie, the focus is completely off of them, you know, and but except for a sense of scale. Yeah. Right. They give you that like perspective for a sense of scale, right? And it's just like insane. So I know you're gonna watch it soon, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What are your
next week?
What are your hey, do it, man. What are your like top? What's your ranking of the other three? Since we gave ours.
The first one is probably, it's really close between Godzilla and Skull Island. It's very close. Yeah. But I think there were things I really liked about Godzilla, like how they explained him a little bit in that film, like his role in society, and I kind of like that. If you do have a human element, that was the one thing I liked, and how they explain like who he is in his history and stuff.
Oh, you're gonna love this one even more because they go way deeper into that,
which is awesome. Yeah. That was my favorite part of Godzilla. Like every time I think about it, those are the scenes I think about, like how they explain him, and I really like Bryan Cranston. So, number one, Skull Island is right there. Number two, and then number three is the second Godzilla. I don't think I like that film that very much. But
King
I'll
of
have
Monsters.
to go back and watch. Yeah.
I don't. That was with all the other kaiju and everything that they were just introducing.
Yeah. And, I mean, it was a cool movie, but it just
it was trying to do way too much.
Forgetful for me.
It just
I can't even name you one scene. Like I mean, that's a bad thing. I watched it in the theater, I think. Gosh, I don't remember. When did that movie come out?
That came out 2018.
I'm gonna put up a screenshot actually of this movie.
I just remember the three-headed monster. I forgot his name.
Hydra. Was it Hydra?
Well, no, it's not Hydra in Godzilla, but that's what it is.
Right.
Pretty much. But it's the alien parasite kaiju with the electric.
There's Mothra. There's, which is the other one, right?
Yeah, the queen of the kaiju.
And they said the name during this movie. I can't remember what it was though.
But see, that's why we're being vague, because 3-Bit hasn't watched it, so we don't want to give all the juicy details out, because there's so much we can go into this right now. But we don't want to spoil it, because that's how good this movie is.
I mean, we'll spoil things for all of you guys, but if one of us hasn't seen it, we ain't going there.
Yeah, sorry.
Like, screw you guys. But us. No, I'm just kidding. Lupa said, I love Skull Island, so I will rank when I get to see Godzilla and Kong. Yeah, I would love to hear Lupa's things. If you want to hop on here next week when I also talk about it, Lupo.
Yeah.
Do that.
I would love to hear what she thinks about some of this stuff.
It's so good. 3-bit. I mean,
yeah.
It's really, my rating or how I have rank my movies is pretty much the same with Mav. King of Monsters at the bottom, and then Skull Island, then Godzilla, and then this being number 1. Like that's how good this is. Like I loved it, and they definitely learned from what they did, and what everyone from the critics and the fans, what they said with those movies, and they kind of like they did a very good job at just giving us the Titan battle that we've always wanted. So they did a great job.
Yeah, good stuff.
You're gonna watch it and you're gonna be like, oh.
There wasn't a second. I'm not missing what movie, are we? Like at all? There wasn't a second Kong movie that I'm not thinking.
No,
of.
there was one with Jack Black.
That was the Peter Jackson.
I mean, we're just talking about this universe.
Was that
this Godzilla Kong universe?
Yeah, Jack Black was in the Peter Jackson one. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Fun fact. 3-bits. Fun fact. Did you guys know that I'm pretty sure, at least I hope I'm right, otherwise this will be stupid, the basically the gorilla in King Kong, Peter Jackson's King Kong, is played by Smeagol, actor, which is
Anthony,
really cool.
Is it
what's his name?
Andy, and it's a Greek last name.
Andy
right?
Serkis.
Yeah.
Andy Serkis. So Andy Serkis played King Kong, and then since he did so good as a gorilla, he eventually did Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and a bunch of other amazing roles as well. Fun fact.
Yeah. That I did know.
Great fun fact. I like that. Fun fact.
Yeah, because he did so well as Smeagol.
Yeah. Master is our friend. He did a good job.
Call him.
I think he was one of the sort of the founding. He didn't make the technology, but to me he definitely pushed it.
Almost revolutionized like what they were able to do. Bring that human element to CG characters.
Yeah.
I mean, because you saw it in Smeagol's face, and it was just like, it was good.
Yeah, he did a great job, and then he eventually did the game. Do I have it? Enslaved. I see it. He did Enslaved. He was the Monkey King guy.
Interesting. Who played the voice of the Darkness in the game The Darkness? Because it was somebody that is known for doing those crazy voices. I could have swore it was him almost.
I don't know.
No, I forgot that dude's name.
What's his name?
Did Andy do Chappie too?
Mike Patton.
Not sure. Mike Patton.
That is a weird movie. If no one's seen that, Chappie.
Oh, no, he didn't do Chappie. I don't think. That was a weird movie.
That was, and then having that South African band, Antoine or Auntie, I don't know. Yeah. They were oh my god! I'm like, hold on. I've seen them in the music
I've only
video.
gotten that movie. I only gotten that feeling from a movie. Like you watch it and the credits roll, and you're just like,
the fuck.
Like I only got that feeling with a couple movies. It was that one.
Yeah.
And another movie I got that with was the who plays Joker right now? What's his name?
It's Joaquin Phoenix and Jared Leto.
Right. It was a Jared Leto movie.
Oh god.
And it was a movie about like the universe.
Jared Leto and who?
The universe.
It was Jared Leto. He made a movie where, like, by the end of it.
Oh, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
No, I love that movie. I mean, That movie's great.
But he wasn't he in it? No, that was somebody else. I'm sorry. That wasn't Jared Leto.
Someone help me. This was.
Who else was in it?
Bother me. It was basically him, because he in the movie he was it was going through his life from him being a kid to being an adult to being an old person.
Mr. Nobody?
Oh yeah. Is that it?
Oh, see, I haven't watched that, so I'm just sitting here like being perplexed, like the fuck. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm lost.
When you guys watch Mr. Nobody, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It like I was watching. It's hard to explain what the story is because it jumps between different points of his life. I'm pretty sure. And let's get. I think it was good. I don't remember.
I think it was good.
I think it was good.
I liked him in the Blade Runner movie. In the new Blade Runner 2049.
49.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Him playing Joker always makes me question whether or not he's actually good or if he's fooling everybody. Because he did a terrible job. I'm sorry.
Dude, like I like Jared Leto and a lot of stuff, right? Yeah. I actually think he's a good musician too. Like, but yeah, his Joker sucks. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Gangster Joker.
It's not even the redone version of him at the end of the Snyder cut, where he's not gangster Joker. He's still Joker, but he's like a different version of that Joker. It's just like
he's not pulling it off.
It's his acting talent is good. I just don't like it as the Joker. I don't like his version of the Joker. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Something's just off with that, and maybe it's not his fault. Maybe it's the look that they're giving him.
I don't know what it is, but he's gotten some chances.
Yeah.
And Suicide Squad was so cringy. Like a lot of that movie was very cringy to me. That to me ranks, and I did not like that movie. If you want to ask me about it, I did not like that movie. And I don't know, he's just not Joker right now.
Did you see the trailer for the new one? That is James
Gunn's, yeah.
That looks great. I'm looking forward to. I was gonna say Baby Shark.
the one thing about that movie is like Baby Shark. Baby Shark, do 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 do. Baby Shark, do 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 do. Hey,
sorry guys.
Like I apologize for doing that.
The one thing about that trailer, like, I don't know. Maybe I like well done, cool outfit and stuff on the villains and the characters. And stuff.
It's like cheesy on purpose.
It's cheesy on purpose. I know it's cheesy on purpose, and it just makes it a little like cheesy. which the vibe of the movie looks kind of badass. So yeah. I know that's what they're going for. So we'll have to see it. I'll have to watch the movie and see how it jives. You know, to see. You know, I don't know, but the characters look all great. It's weird that there's like the same actors from the other Suicide Squad movie, but they're acting completely different.
I'm wondering if they're gonna acknowledge the last movie at all.
Yeah,
I would kind of do a. Who did this before? Did the Snyder Cut sort of do it?
No.
Can you think of like a movie where they rebooted it with the same people? Like I'm trying to think of one. I don't think that's happened before.
The Snyder Cut. It's the same movie.
Guess the Snyder Cut. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I was just like,
man, that's a great question.
I mean, Blade Runner 2040. Was it 49?
Yeah, but
that was brilliant.
But that wasn't really a reboot.
That to me was
just
basically a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
that was a sequel.
That
was a sequel.
But that's like so far in the future. Like it wasn't really like a reboot, as more of an extension of the original. Like, man,
I don't know.
I can't think of one. Cut's the only thing. Really?
I was thinking about the Snyder cut because they did bring back like Ben Affleck and the Joker for those extra scenes. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It
and
it
those
looks
are
like a great movie.
that was the only scene that they actually reshot for was in the Snyder cut. Everything else was cut. So everything that we've seen that wasn't there in the um, Josh Whedon's version, was on the cutting
Yeah,
room
that was the
floor.
only one. Yeah, that
So
was the only
that's
one.
how insane how much they cut out of this movie. That should tell you.
Well,
And they
we
only
also have the game coming this year too, or is it next year? When's the Suicide
That's
Squad game next?
definitely.
oh
Rocksteady's. It's next year
There's no
probably.
way this is coming out.
Gotham Knights was delayed. That was supposed to be this year. That got delayed.
yeah, next year, 100%. Because I don't think that was even near being ready. I think that was like maybe halfway through development. So
They're doing a lot of Superman is evil stories.
Yeah,
That's gonna.
yeah,
it's gonna get old. It's already old for me, to be honest with you. I don't want it to go there in the Justice League stuff either.
I just think because of the Injustice League video games were very popular. I think that's why they're kind of piggybacking off of this a little bit, using evil Superman, and then, technically the Zack Snyder cut would have been prior to all that. So
Love the Snyder cut. I thought it was great.
mm-hmm.
However, it's like the same. My same problem that I had with Justice League well, actually it goes back to Batman versus Superman. It's not even Justice League of killing off Superman that early, and then having it so like we have to care about these characters over time, and I think the Marvel formula just does it right.
Yeah.
Same problem. Just looking back at it, I thought the Snyder cut was great. I'm just like, I think it would have been even more stronger if you built up the movies and then had them all.
Well, that's what Zack Snyder wanted to do. He wanted to bring out multiple movies before he did the Batman vs Superman, and the Warner Brothers were like, "No, you're gonna have
They're the worst.
these movies, and that's it. So pick." And he was like,
"Are the worst."
Like it was horrible. Like after this Snyder cut, they should be like refocusing on what their plan is for Zack Snyder, and if they're gonna do his Snyderverse. But I think I saw an article that they said we're not planning on doing the Snyderverse and all that. I'm like, why? Because you guys,
they canceled a couple DC movies. Unless that was an April Fool's joke, because I think they released that today. They canceled some DC movies. I can't remember what it was.
Who knows? It could be true. It could be false. It's Warner Brothers. They've canceled other movies when they shouldn't have, just out of because they don't. I think truly, I don't think they know any better. I don't think they know what they're doing personally.
Well, it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe they'll get it figured out eventually.
Yeah, DC canceled movies The Trench and The New Gods. I believe The New Gods. I'm trying to open this. One was directed by, I don't know who's directing which one, but New Gods and The Trench was being directed by Ava DuVernay. And then the second one was James Wan, who did Aquaman, obviously. So, dang, that's upsetting.
I actually like Aquaman a lot. I mean, it's just a standalone movie, like in Shazam. They've done some good things at DC, like on the screen. Shazam, Aquaman, I thought was cool, but Shazam was the best one, in my opinion. And then Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman movie was great.
I would have switched. I'm just looking at this. I would have switched the directors for both of those projects. It seems like DuVernay was going to take on New Gods. Don't do New Gods if you don't have a good director. That story is I don't know. I think that story would be, the gods like Ares and stuff in the I think it'll be focused on them, unless I'm mistaken. Someone can clarify that, but I'm pretty sure it's focused on like them.
Well, they have lore already in the Wonder Woman and Justice League movies because it actually shows them against like
I would not
Darkseid, right?
DuVernay touch that movie. See, that's why DC does not know what they're doing.
They don't.
I would not let Ava DuVernay direct that movie. That's just me.
They with that, I guess they did the same thing. Warner Brothers did the same with Zack Snyder to DuVernay. DuVernay.
Yeah, Ava DuVernay. I can send you guys this article.
So they cut like the Suicide Squad was like cut dramatically. Like he has so pretty much they're trying to do the whole DuVernay's release just like they did with Zack Snyder, like the hashtag.
It's so weird when DC trusts their directors, they really trust them. But you have to like really get in there. Like it seems like they're really trusting the Suicide Squad director. What's his name?
James Gunn.
James Gunn.
They
trusted Joss Whedon to hack up that movie. Also, it didn't work out.
Just trust the wrong people, and then they trusted Christopher Nolan, who seems, which we talked about last show.
Yeah, but
so
he's wacko though.
You know, and Marvel may not let the directors go all crazy with what their original actual visions are either. You know what I mean? But they have such a overarching control over making it such a big thing and not giving up on it and keep that, you know, maybe that's the secret sauce there, not necessarily that they just give free reins to the directors, right? Because I think for a lot of the directors that don't work for them anymore, they say, you know, they maybe wanted to do different stuff, but they were forced to kind of make things that they didn't want to potentially. I don't know if that's the case. You know what I mean? I know a lot of them are extremely happy and stuff, but it seems like it's not necessarily. It's like the vision isn't there from Warner Brothers. It's like the overall vision and the just, hey, we're gonna go for this. No, we're gonna make it as big as the MCU. We're not gonna hold back. This is a commitment. We're committed. We're gonna figure it out. It may take us 2 years of planning and getting everything together and getting the right people in place and all that stuff, and then just going for it and not worrying necessarily about like how much is this one movie gonna cost or if it's gonna be 3 hours. You know what I mean? It just like if you have more movies planned and you greenlight them all and you're committed to finishing and seeing it through, then you can have more 2-hour movies, 2.5-hour movies, not worry about 3 or 4 hour movies and stuff. You know, it's like they just haven't had the guy overseeing everything to make those decisions.
They don't
and
have
they need
a
to
Kevin
give some
Feige.
trust.
They don't have a Kevin Feige. Marvel and Everborn mentioned this. There's a director, and then there's a second unit director. And they are, to me, just as important as the director. And DC is really lacking in a lot of different departments. But yeah, I don't know. It's upsetting because I really like DC. I think they have some amazing stories like Flashpoint where and you should definitely read this, Matt. Flashpoint is a book where it's like different timelines. Like, what if Bruce Wayne died in that alleyway when he got, you know, his parents got shot? What if he died instead? So they did this whole thing where Batman became the father and then the mother became Joker. And that was a whole storyline. And that was really cool. That was in the Flashpoint where Flash is going to different timelines of what amazing. And I'm pretty sure Zack Snyder was going to direct that. And then they kind of kicked him to the curb. So now what? And they just make a lot of decisions that aren't creative friendly. They are worried about, who knows what they're, I don't even know what they're worried about. Like, I don't know. It seems very businessy, and they're not sure what they're doing. So they need a Kevin Feige that can plan out an entire universe if that is their intention. And it seems like it is, but it isn't, because they're going in and out. Like, oh, we're not going to do a universe, and then you have a movie where it's like, oh, we're connected. It's the same actor though, you know. So I don't know.
It's confusing, right? And you have like never got to just a Ben Affleck Batman movie, just pure Batman movie, right? Like you never got a movie featuring Cyborg and all those characters, you know, that we really wanted to see more of. But you know, it is what it is. I have hopes that maybe with the Batman that's coming out with Robert Pattinson, I have hope for that and to see where it goes, because I love the vibe of that trailer.
I'm hoping that's in the same universe as Joaquin Phoenix.
Me too.
This Joker.
If they're going that route, now it's like, I will say this, like, you know, whereas Marvel is like out there and they're just not afraid to do anything, the world that they've built around Joaquin Phoenix and the Joker and what looks like the trailer from the Batman looks extremely grounded, right? And I think Everborn was saying this last week when we had him on. It's like hard to do maybe different stuff with, like, you know, crazy characters in a world like that that's so believable in reality, right? But maybe they can pull it off.
You know, Daredevil felt pretty grounded. Like their TV shows feel more grounded because I guess it's less of a risk.
Yeah, but the weird thing is that Daredevil is Marvel, but it seems such like a DC show.
It's so good. It's so dark. It's so different.
But Arrow and Arrow and Flash on CW and stuff, those seem like Marvel shows, but they're DC. Do you know what I mean by that? It's like,
yeah, I do.
It's weird. Now that show also really made me appreciate the Arrowverse. Like,
it's very cool what they're doing over there. And the Flash, I still think he's the best Flash over in the TV show.
Oh, 100%. I actually, when they, nothing against, I think it's Ezra Miller. Nothing against him at all, but I think they nailed the casting of Flash in the Flash show. Like, just, I mean, it just feels right, you know?
Yeah, I still need to watch those. I haven't watched any of the CW TV shows.
They're cool because you get to see Ezra Miller meet who's the actor? I forgot his name.
Yeah,
Grant Gustin.
Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller meet in an episode called Crisis. I believe it's so hard to tell you which episode it's on because they have episodes on different shows. So you'll have a Flash episode on Arrow and an Arrow episode on Flash, and then Supergirl has her episode on another. So it's kind of confusing, but great. They do what they can with a TV budget. Sometimes they go all out. It's kind of cool when they do with their budget. You could tell, like, oh wow, a lot of money went into this one episode. So it's cool when they do that.
For me, it was easier. Like I tried watching, because I love Flash, right? Like he was one of my favorite characters when I was a kid, like superheroes and stuff. Just absolutely loved it. I thought always that was the coolest thing. Like, you know, the fastest man alive, you know, just like a fun ability, you know? So I always kind of liked the Flash. And so I thought I was going to like the Flash show immediately, but it didn't hook me like the first couple episodes. And then I never really even thought about watching Arrow because it's like a Green Arrow. Like I didn't really care, you know? And then at some point, like I was just on Netflix binge or whatever, like watching tons of crap. And then Arrow was on and I got really hooked into that. And then that led me down to watch the Flash because they intersect, right? They're in the same world, right? And I started watching Flash after that, and I was like, wow, okay, this is great. And then I ended up watching like several seasons of both shows. I lost interest at some point, like it's seasons like way deep in, you know. But I highly recommend like the first few seasons at least of both of those shows are excellent. Not like the highest budget, you know. You can kind of tell they're lower budget, but they're really fun.
I've seen Smallsville, so I like Smallsville.
Yeah.
So I'll probably one day
Smallville
get to
is
those.
great. Smallville is one of my favorite TV, like
it's really
superhero
good.
TV shows. I think they've done a great job telling the story of Superman, which telling the story, like Superman's kind of a hard character to do. He has too many dang powers. They keep introducing new powers every year that he has. Like if you guys have seen God Superman, where he's basically just gold. He's like lived on the sun for like 100 years.
Oh my
ridiculous. Ridiculous what he can do. But I think Smallville does a good job because it basically builds him up. He learns powers every few seasons. And he's just like a kid, so he's more relatable, I think.
Yeah.
Because of that. He you know, he's discovering who he is. It's like every high school kid. And yeah, and it has the best Lex Luthor in my opinion on Smallville.
Yeah, he was good.
I think he's great. So
yeah, it was good. I didn't watch the last, I think, the last two seasons, because of the point in my life, I just wasn't really getting into it. So I have to catch up on the last two seasons. But yeah, Lex Luthor, he was good.
From what I heard. Because I don't remember the last few seasons. But what I heard, I think you stopped at a good time. I don't think shows know how to end.
Yeah.
To be honest.
What's funny is Smallville came out a long time ago, right? Pretty much now. And at the time, I just never, when it came out as like Superman show, but it looks like Dawson's Creek or something. So I never gave it a chance. But everybody talks about how amazing it is. I need to go back and actually watch that whole show because I'm sure it's just as amazing as everybody says it is. But, all right, guys. So we talked a lot about, Godzilla versus Kong. We gave that our thoughts, and we went off on a huge tangent talking about every movie franchise involving comics that we can. But what happened was this: the director of that movie that we just gave all this praise, Godzilla versus Kong, they're rewarding him for his success. They have said, "Hey, man, we like what you did, and we got this IP that I've been trying to figure out what to do with. Are you interested?" And he said, "Oh my gosh, that's my dream project."
Mav was in the room.
I was in the room. It's like, this is exactly how it went down.
Yeah,
he said, "Oh my gosh, owe me word." I got to make this. This is to happen.
Was this on the phone or were they in the room?
They were using walkie-talkies.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and they were in the opposite bedroom each other. No, it was. I imagine it was like a boardroom meeting, and it's just like a long oval table, and everybody's sitting 6 feet apart, and on one end of the table,
what
is
COVID
like
was a thing back then?
This just happened. This just
happened. Okay.
Yeah. So you got like a 30-foot long table, right? And you got one exec on the other side, and you got the director of Godzilla vs. Kong on the other side, and then they're just
probably like this because
they're just staring at each other.
Yep.
And then his name, the director's name is Adam Wingard, and he's like, "Are you talking about the IP that I think you're talking about?" And then the executive says, "Thundercats." And then Adam Wingard stands up, knocks his chair over, and he goes, "Holy shit, fuck yeah, that's what I want to do." And then this news got announced, and then I said the same damn thing. Because I have been asking for this, since I was a wee little lad, guys, it's happening. If this actually happens and comes to fruition, we're getting a motherfucking Thundercats movie.
I just read an article. Thundercats is canceled.
No, it's April Fool's Day.
Shucks. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
Don't lie to me like the Ireland stuff. No. This is you guys have no idea. This is like a freaking dream come true.
Yeah. This is great.
Now it's even greater because it's the guy that just made that badass movie, like such a visual director. You could do so much with Thundercats.
Oh my god.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, just imagine.
Now, one thing he has to look out for is whenever you do a live action movie and you do some sort of cat, you have to watch out for it. You know, otherwise you get the movie Cats.
Yeah, well, these are not, these are like superhero-y looking characters. You know what I mean?
These
like,
are true. Yeah.
Yeah, I think these will be easier. Like, I don't know if y'all seen the YouTube video that went out there like a few years back with Brad Pitt and Vin Diesel and all these people like as these characters. Somebody went through a lot of painstaking detail and made this fake movie trailer, which is actually incredible. Because they got like Brad Pitt looking like Lion-O and like Vin Diesel. It's like freaking pretty crazy looking. So I'm gonna read this, okay? Or, maybe I'll even put it on the screen.
Yeah, I'm looking
can we
some
see
of the
that?
characters right now.
I don't know if you can see the words.
Doable. It's doable.
So,
yeah.
Coming off a massive international debut of Godzilla vs. Kong, earning an impressive by the way, this is the Ronin.org. An impressive 123 million, which is like for like now that's really good, right? Director Adam Wingard is attached to direct another huge IP project. Warner Brothers has spent ages trying to figure out how to turn the Thundercats franchise into a movie, and Deadline reports that Wingard will be developing a feature film with his writing partner Simon Barrett. They'll rewrite a previous script from David Coggeshall, and Adam is attached to direct the hybrid project, a combination of CGI and animation. The project had been developed by Radback's Dan Lin and Vertigo's Roy Lee. They were producers on the Wingard-directed Death Note. With an early script by David Coggeshall, Wingard will rewrite a script with Simon Barrett and will turn all this into a hybrid of CGI and animation. Okay, so he also spoke to Deadline about Thundercats. This is what excited me, guys. About this being his dream project and how he approached Warner Brothers about making it after they loved Godzilla vs. Kong. It's looking like a good move after the Monsterverse movie might end up being one of the highest grossing films of 2021 in the pandemic era. So Wingard, I'm in a place where Godzilla vs. Kong has gone well with Warner Brothers. They love the movie. As we're wrapping it, I heard there was a Thundercats script out there, and it happened to be set up with some of my producers on Death Note. I asked them, I want to rewrite the script with my friend Simon Barrett. This is a huge passion thing for me. Nobody on this planet knows or has thought as much about Thundercats as I have. They gave me the reins. I saw this as an opportunity to do a new type of fantasy sci-fi spectacle film that people have never seen before. It's got a rich mythology. The characters are fantastic. The colors. I want to do a Thundercats film that takes you back to that 80s aesthetic. I don't want to reinvent the way they look. I want them to look like Thundercats. I don't want to do it live action either. I don't want it to look like Cats. I don't want those kind of issues. No disrespect to that director, whom I don't mean to throw under the bus any more than everyone else has. I want to do a movie you've never seen before. A hybrid CGI film that has a hyper-real look and somehow bridges the gap between cartoon and CGI. That's the starting point, and Simon Barrett and I are getting into the script now.
That's pretty cool.
Thundercats.
Thundercats. Oh,
yeah, that's cool. I think there's a lot of things he has to definitely look out for doing a live action Thundercats, but at the same time, I haven't seen Godzilla versus Kong, so when I'm watching that, I'm gonna be looking for his directing style and seeing how that translates from Kong and what he's really good at. Because Zack Snyder, to me, he's an amazing visual director. He sometimes shows off a little too much, but I think he's a great visual director. So like that's his style, right? But for this guy, I'm wondering. You guys could probably tell me since you guys watch Kong.
Well, I can tell you this. This was almost like watching Kong or Godzilla vs. Kong was almost like watching like an animated movie come to life, right? Because of the way the characters acted, the way that it followed the actual stars of the show, which the monsters so much. Like it had that vibe.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I was wondering. Like, how much does that style how much do you guys think the style will influence this film?
The only thing that they missed out on Godzilla versus Kong is somebody in the streets going, "Oh, it's Godzilla!"
Godzilla.
Just kind of a throwback, but it was other than that, it was good.
Did you do the classic Godzilla scream? You do that?
Ooh,
do you remember?
Oh yeah,
I don't.
That's like his classic.
Oh yeah.
Did he do the classic roar?
Or was it more of a just like roar?
No, it was like it was like
it's
an unearthly sound. It was just like the classic Godzilla.
Yeah, it's the one that they used in the first Godzilla.
Yeah.
When he just like all rage and music. Roar!
Okay.
Yeah, it has that sound with
atomic breath,
with the beam coming out of his mouth of nuclear energy, right? It's like like I can't recreate it. Like
how we're all doing impressions of
dude.
But yeah,
I'm fine. Ain't no way.
I think this will be cool. I'm looking forward to like how they're gonna look. Like I think that's always the interesting part, right? How you take a property like this and see how they look. There was a Thundercats cartoon that came out recently, and that was a travesty. Okay, that was not how you do Thundercats.
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
We won't talk about it.
I don't even.
Okay, we won't talk
about
it.
Yeah,
we won't talk about it. All right. That was
bad. That's not how you do Thundercats. So it's cool that he mentioned that he's bringing back the 80s cartoon. I know a lot of people were like, or Caitlin was like, you were really young. I only know I watched Thundercats growing up because my dad was like obsessed with Thundercats, and like
he liked Chitara.
Chitara at the time. He would show me Thundercats as a kid growing up, and he would show me the original Transformers. Transformers moments.
Gen 1,
VHS.
That's the best.
Gen 1 Transformers. That's all there is.
Yeah,
you guys check this out. This is like, have y'all seen this? Oh shoot, hold on.
I don't know.
Where did it go?
We're about to watch it, I guess.
Have y'all seen this before?
Let's see.
Oh, let me turn the audio on.
Of our powers, the eye of Thundera. The nobles gathered here.
This is the fake
Chitara,
trailer.
will be teaching the skills you need to rule wisely and well.
I have not.
Thundera is gone, but the
This is
code of
old.
Thundera
I mean, like 2012.
As you, as Lord of the Thundercats, carry it in your heart.
So 3-bit, Kate has a question.
What she had?
Just because you're a little younger than us,
in a suspension capsule.
like, was Thundercats a popular thing for you as a kid? Or
I'm not a kid anymore.
What do you mean with like my other like?
were you
people I
ever
hung out
into the
with?
Thundercats?
We are lions.
Or are you just aware of
it?
them?
I would watch it, and I had like the boys and stuff, and I think I like Transformers more if we have to compare.
Oh, Transformers is like my number one. No, Transformers is my number one, bro.
I'm trying to think about like on a scale, like I don't know, maybe. Like I think growing up I kind of liked it. I don't think I was like a huge fan of it, but I would watch it.
Right.
What about you, Psycho? Were you like a huge fan? Are you smiling at the thing?
Yes, Oh yeah,
I know,
loved
Matt,
Thundercats when I was a little kid. I was watching Thundercats, Transformers. You know, I had it. I was an '80s kid growing up, so this was in my wheelhouse.
Okay,
and I'm excited that we're gonna see. You know, this is not going to be live action, even though that trailer was cool.
Yeah.
But being live action kind of throws it off. But having whatever he's doing, the CGI animation, and kind of keeping it 80s old school style. Oh yeah. Like the little kid in me just wants to scream right now.
Yeah, I apologize. I did just actually ask you a question that you'd already just answered, which Kate made me aware of, and I do remember that actually. Thanks, man.
Yeah, my dad was huge. He loved Thundercats, and I think that made me more passionate about it. Because you know he was like, "Yeah, Thundercats," and then the intro was awesome. So,
oh gosh, one of the best intros ever. Yeah,
and I do think that intro did inspire like lots of rock covers. I would think some rock album covers. Just the aesthetic. But maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Everything about that show was just like awesome. There just wasn't enough episodes. That was my only issue. Is it just didn't last long enough.
It would repeat the same episodes.
Yeah.
What did I watch it on? I don't remember. But wherever I watched it on, they would repeat it was a Saturday morning cartoons, but I don't remember what network that was. It could have been Cartoon Network or something. I don't know.
Well, for me, I think it was like, I don't know. It was whenever. It was just after, I think, Bugs Bunny and the Hanna-Barbera stuff. So then it was like adult, like it was more like teenage
was
cartoons.
It called anything? Like,
I think it was just
Boomerang
Channel
wasn't
5.
a thing, right?
I think it was just Channel 5.
Yeah, it was just like 5, right?
Yeah, 5.
Like
3, 5, or 8. It was one of those.
Do you remember? Did you have the TVs where you turned to Channel 3 to play games?
Oh yeah,
that's how I played my 2600. And just say click, 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 click. Yeah. I had the old wooden TV.
Yeah.
That was like it looked like a piece of furniture. Yeah.
So we had that too.
Yeah.
You know, as a Zenith, and then when that TV eventually crapped out, you bought a TV and you put it on top of that.
Yes.
That's what you did. Yeah. And then like you like get a blanket or something that looks like you know, one of those old school blankets that covers the screen, right? And that's what we did is we had a TV that we put on top of it. I remember once
I had like a really
the knob broke off of the TV that we had on top of the Zenith. The knob broke off, so we put a screw in the knob, so that way we could turn it. Just with stuff you did back then, right? Like TVs were expensive.
Yeah.
I remember I had a really... Remember we talked about the bootleg sandwich on the last show I was just on?
Yeah.
Wow,
you mean
I had
the regular sandwich?
Yeah.
TV. Yeah. A bootleg sandwich. I had it was this TV. It was about this big. It had a VCR attached to it, so it basically was a VCR TV thing going on.
Yeah.
One day I was leaning back in my chair as I do, and let's just say it fell. Okay, and I also fell with it, and it had this green mark, this burn on the side of it for years, and I never replaced it. So games would just look very green. It was bad. But the only way it worked, this is where I'm getting to. The only way it would work is if I put a tape in and took it out, and then the TV would let me play stuff.
So you had to put a tape in to get the TV to come on? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put a tape in and the TV would turn on.
Nice.
I remember having to tap the top of the TV. There's some of the TVs
God.
I had. Then there was like the PS1. You remember the
nowadays.
PS1 turning it upside down to get it to work? It's just like weird stuff
No, I
with
don't
old
remember
electronics. SNES and the NES actually both. Blowing on the cartridges.
Yeah, and it did nothing. Blowing on the cartridge didn't do nothing.
Oh, it did.
Surprised.
It did for me.
We thought it did. We thought it did. It didn't do nothing. It was just how we put it in. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm very surprised that I don't have an injury of some sort.
You've never had an
a
injury? What are you, like,
bone,
unbreakable from like Bruce Willis or something? You're like falling off of horses.
I should have.
You're gonna tell us you were in a train crash and you were the only other person.
The only one.
You've had
left.
stitches? Okay.
I've had stitches, but I've never had any broken bones, and I definitely should have because I fell off rooftops, and that was a thing. But like I don't know why. Have you guys ever had broken bones? I don't know.
I broke my hand punching the wall in somebody's face. But that was that was my younger days.
I broke my foot.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, when I was like 20.
I've never broken any bone.
I broke my foot.
What'd you? Why?
I tripped over a curb.
No. Hold on, you tripped over a curb?
A motorcycle curb. I tripped over a curb.
Oh, okay,
motorcycle curb.
Wait, were you in a motorcycle or were you walking?
No, I was walking. I was running. And I tripped over a curb. There's like a short curb that like where motorcycles are supposed to park. I didn't know there's a curb there. I tripped on it. I didn't know, and then I kept running. I was running home. And the next morning, I got out of bed, flopped onto the ground. I was like, "Holy shit!" Like I realized my foot was broke. I broke the bone in the middle of my foot, like the very middle, like down the middle of it.
Yeah.
So I had to. There's, yeah, it affects me still to this day. Actually, I can't really. It's like I don't know if it can't heal properly or what, but it's just in a bad place. It was in a bad place.
Did it break or fractured?
It's split in half.
Yeah, did it break?
Okay,
but it's like in a bad spot. It's like right in the middle of your foot, the bone that goes through the middle.
Not on the side.
Not on the side. In the very middle.
Okay.
In the middle in half is where it split. I don't remember all the details.
His foot went like that.
Yeah, but I had to have crutches and a boot and stuff. I mean, it wasn't like a big or.
He had a book folding foot.
Yeah. But if I walk a lot or like, try and jog or anything like that, I jog now, fuck. But if I were to do that, like I still get a pain spot.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had this feels like it's about to be a pony story because this is really dumb.
Oh no.
Oh, how this happened. So
be careful through
we're live recording.
Gosh. So I wanted a bagel. Sorry.
You wanted a bagel. This is off to a great start.
Yeah, I went to the bagel. I went to the bagel shop.
You can't even get it out, dude.
He's probably contemplating on he really wants to say it. He's probably like, hold on, do I really want to tell these assholes my bagel story? I probably need to hold this back.
All right, you wanted a bagel, and somehow this led to an injury. We gotta get to the rest of it. What happened after you wanted a bagel? Because that's just a thought. A thought can't hurt you. So
yeah, sorry. I wanted a bagel and I put it on the counter. I really wanted a big knife, yeah, it's faster, right?
Well,
get a big
off,
knife.
How old were you?
I went to.
He was 14. No.
Oh, this was like I was 19.
You're 19. Okay.
So I was like 19. And so I put butter on it, and I put all the stuff, and I went to cut it in half. I just had this huge butcher knife. So I'm like, that'll be faster than like a normal knife, you know? And I didn't want to get a plate for whatever reason. Oh, and I was just trying to cut it like that with my hand like this. The bagel slipped out of my hand. And to this day, I still have like a nice little. I kind of lost feeling in that finger, but I got stitches in that finger just because I was trying to cut it without a plate and a huge butcher knife. And then, like, I guess my response to it afterwards was what was cracking me up, because I was just like, dang. And I was holding my finger and everybody else was freaking out. I'm just like that was just really stupid and unfortunate. I didn't think that would happen. So
like how you set that up, I thought you were gonna be like raising up like a missing finger, like, hey, they call me 3-bit because I got 3 fingers.
Because I got
so
no, it was just
that's the true meaning of 3-bit.
Cut a bagel. Cutting a bagel without a plate on my hand, and I was just
it's just cracking me up that this was a big deal. So your worst thing that ever happened as far as an injury in your life is you accidentally cut yourself with a knife on your finger? You know how many people do that every single day? Like, Kate probably did that yesterday.
That was my worst injury.
And she probably had the same reaction. Oh, dang. You know, let me go get a Band-Aid.
Oh.
And you're like, you can't even get the story out because it was so traumatic.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
it was my worst injury. Like,
you were 19.
And he was 19.
And I was 19. It gets worse from here, from the pony story. It's, you know, it's going up.
So the innocence of 3-bit, even goes into injuries. It's amazing, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
I've dropped a bowling ball on my foot. Well, actually, I didn't drop it. It popped off the machine, landed on my foot.
What about you guys?
I broke my. I like bent my like pinky toe like completely sideways, and then I heard it crunch, but I didn't go to the doctor. Yeah, I mean, there's like weird. I had probably the one that affects me the most is my front tooth is actually fake. So,
because of this bowling ball?
No, not the bowling ball. When I was in 4th grade, I got hit by a baseball in the mouth.
Did I miss something?
I was
okay.
Gosh. I was played shortstop and I was fielding a ground ball, and it was coming at me. It was hit pretty hard, but it hit a rock, and it skipped off and popped and hit me in the mouth, and my tooth shattered, and I had crap tons of stitches in both my lips. My lips were like inside out and stuff. I was like 10. So this front tooth is clinging. It's all like porcelain or whatever, and it's clinging to a little bit of the remnants of the original tooth. So that's probably actually the worst thing that happened, because that was pretty bad when I was 10. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, the foot thing was, you know, that was pretty bad too. But man, I feel horrible that you accidentally cut your finger.
Yeah,
on a bagel, man.
I cut my thumb.
I didn't even
on
get
this.
to eat the bagel.
Yeah, that's the saddest part of the
Yeah.
story. The bagel was lost, so that was the sad part.
I was so excited.
I almost cut my thumb off when I was 9 years old opening up a can of raviolis. And it cut, the lid was so sharp, it cut straight to the bone. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, look, that's what my thumb bone looks like. And I'm just looking at it. And then all of a sudden, just the cavity just filled with blood, and blood was pouring all over my hand. And I look at my uncle and he's just like, what the fuck? Because my mom was at work, so he was babysitting me, and I'm like, what are we gonna do about this? He just wraps a paper towel and rushes me to the hospital, and they can't do anything because he's not my guardian. I'm like,
oh wow,
I'm bleeding. I don't care.
Right.
Call my mom. What the fuck? But I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times I should have definitely gotten injuries. Like I fell off this roof. I used to be in a skateboarding team. We would do crazy trips at the time. Fell off a roof.
Yeah, me, Tony Hawk.
How was that?
Ram.
Is that it happened at the X Games?
Yeah. Dave Miro was sitting on his BMX cheering me on.
Yeah, it happened. I was just part of a skateboarding team. I mean, Tony Hawk was a great coach. He really set me on the right path.
He definitely inspired me around that time. He was a big thing, big like what games was around that time? Underground.
Yeah,
good times.
Yeah, do you guys, either one of you, play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake?
No, I wanted to get the Series X version.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna wait till it goes on sale.
So what in the world? So do I not have the Series X version?
No,
I bought the
you can
digital.
upgrade it for $10, I think.
It's
stupid.
It's free if you have it digitally, but you have
so
to
I
pay
can
if you have physical. That's the thing.
Okay. Because okay, that's not bad.
At least that's what
bad. Hey, Michael.
That's what they said, that the digital version is smart delivery, but not the physical, and that's why people had issues. They're like, okay, well, how's that? Why is that? But they just kind of won't come out and say why.
All right, so anything y'all want specifically from a Thundercats movie?
Not the suck.
Yeah. Visually, I think this guy's got it right, so I think he can make it happen. I think it's going to be incredible from that perspective. Story-wise, I think they got a lot to work with, because you can make it like an origin, like just set the whole thing up. I mean, just take the whole thing and just make it, one big spectacle. You got amazing characters, like he said. The art style is already there for sure. You don't have to tweak that much with that. I mean, it stood the test of time, So, he says it's his dream project. So, yeah, it's crazy to me that we're getting stuff with greenlit like this. Next question I have is, where is it going to show up? Is it going to be at the theaters? Is it going to be on a streaming service? Because I think stuff like this is made for. It can be. We may get more projects like this because of streaming service, basically.
Yeah, if Warner Brothers is anything with it, it's going to be, depends on when it comes out. So it won't be this year. So it'll be theaters, and then 30 days later on HBO Max is kind of what it looks like, what they're doing after 2021. So, but
yeah,
I mean, who knows?
I think
it'd be.
What I'm most looking forward to is if they nail the look of all the characters. That's basically, because that's a challenge for them. Like, what is CGI? What isn't CGI? What is makeup? What isn't makeup?
So they said
CGI and animation. I think it's going to be purely animated CGI.
So is this not live action?
Not live action.
No live action. Straight. CGI.
Straight CGI?
Yeah. CGI animation.
I'm very excited. I'm even more excited. for this movie.
Yeah.
For some
so
reason.
are the Thundercats and Mumra and all them, are they going to be CGI?
So it's like a huge CGI movie.
There's that badass Mumra for you, Michael.
Mumra.
I mean, just such a cool villain too. Like he's just like looks like this little weakling old man, and then just like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking him up. That Mothra.
Yeah, but I wonder where it's going to take place. Is it going to take place in like an Egyptian type theme? Because of, unless that's where Mumra is, and then, the jungles for the Thundercats, who knows? It depends.
They might do multi locations. I don't know.
Y'all have a favorite Thundercat?
What's her name?
Chitara.
Chitara, the cheetah lady.
Chitara. Yeah.
I've always liked, is it
Panthro, I think is
Panthro.
Panthro. Am I getting that
Panthro
right?
and Tiger.
Yeah, Panthro.
Tigra. Some shit. It's so long. The last time I've seen Thundercats is, from the 80s. So
yeah.
I think it's Tigra.
Yeah, I have a Tigra FunPop. Funko Pop. Not FunPop. FunPop.
FunPop.
Funko Pop.
FunPop.
It's back there on the shelf back there. Yeah. Then you got Snarf as well.
Snarf. I know.
Nice. That's pretty good, Psycho.
That was a good
I do
impression.
a good Snarf.
Snarf.
The whimpering.
Yeah,
cat.
I mean, I'm just, for me it was Lino.
Yeah, I've always gone with I've always liked the main characters, but I always liked the only growing up because I could never get the main character's toys, so I decided not to like the main character. So I'm like, oh yeah, I like the secondary characters because they always got those toys. So
right.
Yeah. I mean, I really like. I don't know. As a kid, I didn't really like Snarf, but I grew to like him over time. I was like, get back to the lineup.
Yeah.
Snarf, what do you mean, 3-bit? You didn't like me?
Get off the screen! You remember that scene in Jingle All the Way? Where like, no one likes you, Booster, and he's like, that's what it reminds me of. That's what Snarf reminds me of.
No, what I would like to see,
everyone's like kicking him,
is they're bringing back Thundercats. Can we have a good He-Man? Please,
oh my gosh!
Can we have a good He-Man and bring back Orko and?
Well, I guarantee you they'll judge the success of this movie, and possibly greenlight more. Right, if it does well.
I would love a He-Man. I mean, come on, that '80s movie was like, oh my, I can't. It's just horrible. It's just. Have you seen that 3-bit?
Masters of the Universe.
What?
Yeah,
Masters of the Universe.
No,
I just remember the guy walking around with that bucket of chicken all the time.
I didn't watch He-Man as much, but it had the skull guy, right?
Skeletor.
Skeletor.
Well,
it would come on, but I
there was a movie in the 80s that was like
horrible.
It was pretty bad, but there's actually, it's like also a cult classic because it's like so bad and so unique in a way. But yeah, they definitely need to redo that and get it right. They had a She-Ra Netflix show. I think the G.I. Joe movies were a travesty, right? How they did those.
One thing they did right was Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the other thing they did right was a cool trailer song.
Yes.
And that was about it.
Yeah, that's about it. They really needed they need to do G.I. Joe over again. They need to redo Transformers. I really liked what they did with Bumblebee. I would like to see Transformers go in that direction, right?
Yeah, Bumblebee was more towards Gen 1.
But that's the first Transformers movie that wasn't directed by Michael Bay. I mean, that's a whole other. We should have a show just for that.
We can have a Transformers show, I promise.
Yeah.
Because that's like
and what
freaking
what's
love
and why Michael Bay shouldn't direct it? No, just kidding.
He's done. That's why we need a show. That because I could talk about that for a while. He's. I'll save it.
Well, I want to play games, so I think we should wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up so I can play some games.
So I want to thank everybody in the chat who hung out tonight. Thank you for coming to watch episode 6 of FunPop. It was a blast. Thank you to 3-Bit and Psychonauts for hanging out with me again on this Friday Eve. And tomorrow, check out Xbox Ultimate Podcast featuring these two amazing fellows, as well as the rest of the amazing panel. We have a awesome show lined up for you tomorrow night.
Insane.
Who's going to be in tomorrow? I forget.
Just Boom and Noof Nukem. Yeah. Plus our Magnificent
Psycho's already
7.
in outer space.
Yep. Yes. Plus our Magnificent 7. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a huge show. We're going to just have some fun, talk about some games, and who knows what's going to happen. So again, guys, thank you. 3-Bit, shout out your spaces and places.
Sure. You guys could find me here every Thursday at 10:30.
Without a butcher knife. No butcher knife.
No butcher knives or bagels. You guys could find me on Boom Show earlier in the day. It's every Thursday. Fridays as Xbox Ultimate with Mav, and that's going to be a cool show. I right now am playing It Takes Two with the lady, and that is really fun. We're on part 7, I want to say. I don't know. We're getting there. We're almost done. And yeah, it's what else am I on? Gosh. Next week, that's what I want to say. Next week I probably won't be any podcast, unfortunately, because I'm doing a lot of stuff.
It's moving to Ireland.
I'm moving to Ireland, as my post suggests. No, that's just a coincidence. I am doing a lot of stuff next week. I'll try and pop in with you guys every once in a while, like gaming stuff, but I don't think I'll be podcasting. So if you don't see me next week, that's why. But I will be returning the week after, and that'll be fun. So that's where you guys can find me on YouTube, the Video Games HD, Twitter, the VGHD. That's it.
Awesome. Cool. Psychonauts. Besides hovering and floating in space, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Xbox Live and Twitter at Psychonauts8. You can find me here every Thursday at 10:30 and Fridays at 9. Yeah, 9 with Xbox Ultimate. And then there's possibly 2 other podcasts I'm going to be on next week, but we still got to go through, times and all that. So we'll see. I'll throw those on Twitter when that comes about, when I find out the information, and it's gonna be fun. So, Mav, where they can find you?
Fun Speculation here on YouTube right now, where you see this is the channel where we have Xbox Ultimate Podcast and also FunPop. And also you can find me on Twitter at Fun Speculation to see everything that we post or what we have coming up, all that kind of stuff on Xbox Live, Mav Space 7, and also on Thursdays, 4 Guys with Quarters. 3-Bit also is able to hop on that show whenever he pleases. He is a member there as well. So we thank you guys for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a great one. Bye. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Have fun storming the castle.
FunPop.